elemental yoga is the training that I wish I could have kind of dove right into after my first 200-hour yoga teacher training. Once you've been doing some practices and starting to contact the inner self, there's a lot that becomes apparent for you to deal with. And really, yoga is compared to churning a great ocean. And in this big churning, up come, these beautiful things from the depths of the ocean and also the poisons. And so we're left kind of with some techniques, but not always the guidance or normalizing of humanity and um, consolation for grief and companionship for this very human path that we're walking once we start to really unearth what's going on beneath the surface. And so this training is really designed to, in a lighthearted and approachable, accessible way, give you tools to work with what comes up. And so the various modules, there are 4: earth, water, fire, and air, are about really stripping down to those elemental parts of you one by one. And each module contains movement, very old tantric techniques like mudras and pranayamas, their meditations, their earth-based ceremonies, journaling, reflection prompts. It's really comprehensive, and it's kind of a deep dive into unearthing what your truth is. And so you're getting to the next level, most likely, in unfolding, revealing your true nature, your soul's purpose. And as you maybe facilitate or move out into relationships or your work, you're radiating that work that you've done. That inner light can shine more and more brightly from you without you even saying a word. So that's really what space holding and facilitation and being a light means. And this is an opportunity to get closer to being in that more often. With the earth element, you're working with your roots, the subconscious, the unconscious, ancestral patterns, and creating a foundation so that you have a grounded sense of spirituality and a grounded perspective. And this includes like a joint freeing sequence, so you're going deep into the layers of your physical body. And in the asana section, you're working a lot with the legs and feet. There are meditations to really connect you to the bones and the earth element, and what is that pace and what is that wisdom. And then the ceremonies are about spiraling into a deeper sense of going to the earth for refuge and seeking answers and coming out changed and ready to reintegrate. And then there are always goddess practices and movement inspired by connection to the goddess. So water, once you've created that foundation, that solidity, you get to play with how your energy wants to move. And rather than creating solid sequences, which there are in the asana portion, you're also invited to experiment with more sensual movement. And how does that look in a safe container, in a place that's held for you to really experience your body's wisdom in movement and freeing trauma and stuckness and freeze through somatic little openings, I guess. Then you move into fire. That's really about your worth, defending the sacred within and without. And then how is your strength connected to restfulness and surrender and sinking back into listening for guidance. It's a really new unfolding way that a lot of us are being prompted to live and move and work from. And it's a huge shift from this push forward and make things happen into lean back and wait for the right moment and wait for inspired action. Big shift. And then when you get to air element, there are all the components that you might normally associate with spiritual practice, but you've created a foundation to really hold all of that, to open to inspiration and divine guidance, and then be able to integrate it and live in a grounded, practical way your spirituality. And moving through the shadow in each of these is also a way to make sure that your feet stay firmly connected to the earth and you are integrating and embodying your truth. And that is an undeniable sense of wealth within you. So, in the yoga pantheon, there's Lakshmi, and she's this golden and pink goddess associated with just pouring coins out from her hands. And one way that she bestows wealth is through wisdom, and wisdom gained from life experience and integrating gifts and knowledge and even pain. And so that's really what this elemental yoga is about. And from that just radiates a whole sense of being that is probably the greatest thing that you can seek for in this lifetime. So, if you're interested in moving through this program, you can click the link below and get immediate access to elemental yoga.